yeah, you're gonna hit the wall. You're not gonna get the validation you're hoping to get. You're being love bombed now, and then everyone's gonna forget about you. Everyone's gonna be nice and be freaked out by you.
What's the other side of sucking it up? What's the other side of sucking it up? Okay.
No,
family,
no,
you
you're gonna get freaked out by them. You are the transphobic one. People that are not transphobic, they aren't transphobic, okay? Because this is part of what these people do. They'll be like, oh, everybody's transphobic, they just don't admit it. No, you are disgusted by trans people for reasons that are just not really decipherable. Right? Mostly. Like, most of this has been completely unintelligible. It's just been drivel, lies. That's it. Twisted truths. And the worst, the most bad framing, right? The most bad faith kind of framing you can do to a person that is writing basically a blog.
You can
it's gross, man.
Confused. Oddly unsatisfied with most of the sex I was having. So again, the sex wasn't even good, right? She was doing it and she got validation from it, and eventually she reflected, wait, this isn't good sex. Why am I doing this, right? And I think that the truth of this, and we've talked about it before, is sex.
See, what you should be asking is, why is it not good sex? Not, why am I doing this? Okay, why is it bad? And the answer is most likely that you don't give a fuck. Sorry, that was my alarm. You don't give a fuck about the fuck. Do you understand? Like, you don't care about the person. It's empty. It's hollow. Okay? And it's not that casual sex is always bad. It's just, too much of a good thing is a bad thing. Okay, that's it. Right? If you really care about the person, you're in a relationship with them, it's different. Okay, but that's a whole other topic. But when it comes to, like, sleeping around, like, that's... yeah, it's not a great idea, and it's stressful too. It's anxiety-inducing, right? You're constantly, even if you use contraceptives, you're getting tested routinely. Probably, it's not good. Okay. Anyway, I'll be right back. All right, I have acquired a snack. Let's go. Let's keep going.
By our society, especially the far left, but I think the healthiest way to view sex is
no, I won't be as angry.
And it's fun, especially when you're young. You'll feel a lot of compulsion to do it, but it's never more than a compulsion, you know. So then she goes, I didn't know what to do. Was I ace? Increasingly, I was questioning whether I was ace. And I think this is why a lot of trans girls, and I see this repeatedly, end up identifying as ace later. It's not because they're actually ace, it's just because they tried the debauchery, they tried the Cenobite lifestyle, and then the only way to reclaim normality after...
Yeah. Yeah, but except it's not just trans people. Well, yeah, I've seen that pattern before too. And it's not just people that... Look, I'm sorry. It's not all asexuals, okay? Please, if you're ace... Oh my god, I can already hear you slamming on the keyboard. Not all asexuals, but a lot of people that sleep around and then and then they don't like who they see in the mirror after a while. They start to think that they're asexual. Okay? Maybe they truly are. You know, maybe them sleeping around was part of the journey of them discovering that. Maybe. You know, it happens. But I think a lot of them just, they condition themselves into finding sex to be, nauseating. Right? Not because they really hate it, or not because they, don't have that's the wrong way to put it, okay? Not because they actually, like, don't feel the urge, but because they've conditioned themselves to, when they feel it, they feel, disgusted, or, like I said, nauseous. So, I kind of agree with that, okay? It's not just trans people.
I needed to take a sexual break. When I made the switch to leave a furry friends, I took it on spec that they were far less sexual. The opposite of a T for T space. A space where I was integrating with more cisgender people on purpose to become familiar with life outside of the community, the trans community. Socially mature, a curated friend circle of working professionals where everyone kept it in their pants. We were all either in our 30s or hitting our 30s. It felt like a great landing spot from my slutty 20s. I mean, I wanted to take a break from sucking and effing, so I chose a place that seemed relatively tame. But I think I drew on an assumption based on sucking and effing, available to me at the time. I paid closer attention. I realized I was having an asexual social experience, but others were not.
Oh no, so she thought she found her pure living.
She thought, oh, the trans community where I was being passed around as new meat. And I thought, okay, well, now I'll integrate with this community as a woman. Oh, they don't actually see me as a woman, even though they are far, far lefties. Not into trannies, she says, quote. I assume most trans women have
once again, you're hitting me with the logic that if people don't find you attractive and you're trans, then you're not really trans, right? You're not really your gender identity, or you are trans, but you're actually not the gender. It has nothing to do with attraction, man. It has nothing to do with sexuality, right? These two things are not connected, no matter how bad you want them to be.
Nation against transgender people in dating. What I just can't get over is calling this preference discrimination, where she enters this article saying that both her and almost every other trans woman she knows prefers to date cis women to trans women.
Yeah, how could that possibly be discrimination then? Like, you yourself have that same, like, Anna has the same thing. So, like, what do you mean? You know what I mean?
According to the study in the Journal of Social and Personal Relations, just in
Basically, people's attractions are their own attractions. Like, it has nothing to do with them being racist. If, like, you only like a certain race, I mean, that's what you're attracted to. That's the strike zone of what you're attracted to. If you only like...
No, that's racism. No, no, Leaflet, that's racism. Okay, that's wrong. It is very connected. Because there's a difference, okay? Like, what I was just talking about, the disconnect between trans identity and sexuality, right? That's real. Okay? But phobias, right, and isms, those are not very disconnected from sexuality. Not at all, actually. You see, a racist person will not find black people attractive. And it's not because they have their preferences, right? Obviously. It's because they're fucking racist. Okay, but what I'm saying is that, obviously overtly racist people, they're not going to be attracted to black people, right? Typically. Sometimes they are. Okay, but typically they're not. Okay, but what some people will tell me is J-Star. Well, you just said not all racists. But then that begs the question, what racists are sexually attracted to black people and why? Okay, that's a different conversation. Okay. Anyway, my point is if you are not sexually attracted to black people specifically because of the color of their skin, then yeah, you are a fucking racist. What the fuck are we talking about? What you... Oh, it's just my preference that I think black people are ugly cretins that I refuse to form sexual relationships with. Why? Okay, why is that? Why do you feel that way? Oh, I don't know. It's just you can't control what you like, right? Well, sorta, yeah, that's true. It's just that what you like, right, who you are attracted to, is still built up in your mind, right? Like, it's not something that you control, who you're attracted to. It's not like you woke up and you were like, yeah, I'm just gonna decide, I've decided that black people are ugly, so I'm not gonna be attracted to them, okay? Like, nobody does that, right? But there's something going on in your brain that is making you see black people as unattractive, okay? And it's true that in our society, the conventionally attractive is white people, whiteness. Okay, white people historically have been the the prize, the fucking, like, conventionally attractive people. Okay, that's it. And it's because of, get this, racism. Wow, no. Anyway, let's keep
People
going.
look a certain way, people with a certain skin color, a certain size nose, certain size shoulders, boobs, like, X amount of weight. Like, these things are all your own personal preferences. There's nothing to do with, like, nobody has any say in that, to be honest.
12% of the 958 surveyed said they would be open to dating.
Like, how are you gonna say, like, put it this way, how are you gonna tell me, well, I'm just gay. I'm just gay. Sorry, I don't swing that way. How are you gonna say that and then at the same time say, like, well, you should like everyone regardless of their features? Like, what the fuck is that? How about you?
Gender man or transgender woman. Nearly half of all queer and non-binary participants were exclusionary towards trans.
No, that doesn't make any sense by your logic. Okay, you guys say that homosexuality is a choice. Do you not? I guess you might not, Leaflet. Maybe you don't. Well, okay. Well, Leaflet, would you say that a person's experiences forms their sexuality, right? Basically, are people born gay? Okay, well, the answer is obviously no. But that's not to say that something went wrong or they can be changed. Psychiatrists, psychologists agree that's not the case. Okay, but your sexuality is heavily influenced by your lived experience, right? There is no gay gene, right? If gayness were genetic, then it would be genetic. There would be a gene for it. Okay. In the same way, the reason that people see white people as more attractive, Leaflet, is because whiteness is conventionally attractive. It's a convention, and it is a convention built on the foundation of historic white supremacy, right? Which our country has a clear and defined past of white supremacy, and in many ways it lives on today. This is just one of them, okay? One of the many ways that white supremacy operates, which you people feverishly deny. Okay, you people on the right.
Partners, as were 71% of lesbian women. Between trans men and
but
trans
it
women,
is
the
real.
latter were more likely to face rejection.
It is still
from the
here.
dating pool. Now, basically, it's not as bad to be a trans man as it is to be a trans woman in the dating pool. And this graph that you shared, I haven't seen it before. It's really interesting, actually. So if you're a hetero man, you're looking at like 2% of hetero men will consider dating a trans person, and the majority of those, it's trans men. Basically, they're like, yeah, I know they're saying they're a man, but I don't believe it. And then the minority is trans women. There's no hetero men. Then if you look at hetero women, okay, literally none are into trans women. You do not see apparently a single hetero woman in this
That's
system.
because they're hetero women.
Yeah.
But a few were into trans men, which is interesting.
Wait, a few hetero women.
We're into women who now identified as men.
Well, yeah, because for women, a lot of it is the projection of masculinity rather than like the penis specifically. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, gay men, okay, like I'd say like 7% chunk of gay men are into trans men, none are into trans.
Breaking news. Heterosexual women are not attracted to women. Wow. More news at 11.
But that's actually big. That's the Mr. Slave and Mr. Garrison dynamic, where Mr. Garrison transitions and Mr. Slave is like, why would you do this to me? I'm a gay man. I'm into men. And Mr. Garrison assumed when he transitioned that Mr. Slave would still be into him, but Mr. Slave was not still into him. Gay men of all groups, even more than hetero men, find trans women.
Dude, South Park was on that shit so long ago. If you think about it.
Or men who identify as women. Gross.
Jeez.
That really surprised me by this.
Yeah, I think it also, I guess, implies a heavier interest, not just in male primary sexual characteristics, but male secondary characteristics.
No, and then with lesbian women, again, here you see the vast majority being into this. But again, you see more lesbian women being into women who believe they're men than being into men who believe they're women.
Sure, yeah. And I also think that, like, before it was super common just to be transsexual. It was fairly common just to be like a very butch woman. So this is, you know.
It makes sense. The point I'm making here is even lesbians and gays do not, by this data, at least biologically or by their arousal patterns, see.
You see what she did there? You see how she worded that? The word transsexual, by the way, is not real. It's outdated. It's transphobic. I do not approve of it. I do think it's a slur. My bad. I shouldn't have even repeated it. Okay, but it's no accident that she said that here. Okay, think about what they're talking about here.
And I also think that, like, before it was super common just to be transsexual. It was fairly common just to be like a very butch woman. So this is, you know.
It makes sense. The point I'm making here is even lesbians and gays do not, by this data, at least biologically or by their arousal patterns, see trans women as women or trans.
Yeah, but it's funny that trans men like get up in a bunch of scenarios. So.
Yeah. Let's say there were roughly 50 people at a weed party gathering from 2021 through 2024.
That's big.
Yeah, that's a big party, right?
Yeah,
Very
what the hell?
changed
Yeah, that's a lot.
was in the millennial friend group across those 3 years. Let's also estimate 4 partygoers at all events were lesbians and 5 were queer. Based on the 2018 study, while attending the weed party, 6 people in total were open to dating a
The
trans.
thing you have to consider too is that this data is like for people that are like, well, would you date this person if you knew this thing about them? So it was like I guess how do I explain it? It's like they would have that visual idea in their head of like what that is, which is like, to be honest, for a lot of people who are in that community, have a specific look to them.
Person.
She's doing the math.
Only 2 or 3 queer people were open to dating a trans person.
Yeah, and
only
that
one
too.
or
You're also incentivized to lie for social
2
security. Yeah,
lesbians
that's
were
true.
open to dating a trans person. If one of those 6 open to dating a
Blue
trans
hair.
person, one of those 2 to 3 queer people, or one of those 1 to 2 lesbians, no wonder why I was feeling left out. Look how small my dating pool was. Most of the lesbians were statistically unlikely to be interested in me, and a good chunk of queer folks would have passed on me as well. Even if I was open to dating men, 44 people would have said no to being with a trans person. Statistically speaking, I was in a social climate where I was surrounded by cis people who looked me over and said, not into trannies. When faced with a real thing, they'd rather leave the dick girl fantasy. When faced with the real thing, they'd rather leave the dick girl fantasy to futanori hentai. And here I point out, you would read our Fragments of Guide to Sexuality. We did a big study on people into futa. The reason why men are into futa is because, or some men are at least, is these are men who want porn without any other men in it because historically speaking, a man who was okay with watching another man have sex with a girl he was interested in had fewer surviving offspring. And so a lot of men prefer only female porn, but then they still want to see PIV sex. And that's what futa porn is. It is literally the antithesis of trans porn. Okay? And we asked in our survey of the people who were interested in futa porn, how many of them were interested in trans porn, and none of them were. The highest correlation with trans porn was bestiality and monsters, which means that these are people who see whatever the part of their body that turns off stimuli, like, oh, I'm going to get a disgust reaction from something that's clearly non-human. This is outputting.
Who's the highest consumer? What demographic consumes trans porn the most? I'll wait.
It's sort of like a comfort with body modification or stuff that is unnatural.
Yeah, and I don't think that they realize that this is the way they are being interpreted by people.
Well, because also they're being lied to, just the way that women in their 30s and 40s are being lied to about cosmetic procedures that allegedly make them young. That this will make you look younger, and this will make you look like a woman, and people don't realize that no, this
makes you look like
an approximation of a characteristic held by this audience, but it is by no stretch of the imagination
making you that audience. I think both with trans women and with the body modification crowd, a lot of them are misled.
I'll be right back. And I'm back.
About how much they're going to pass by the amount of filters that famous trans women use on the social media posts that they're consuming of these individuals. So these individuals, they're having, post-transition euphoria. They're posting a bunch of modified pictures that make them look more like a woman than they would in person.
With filters, that's also so easy. I mean, I can look more like a woman with filters, we all look so good. So
there is a tragedy on the other side of this.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. You turn off the filter.
Compare that. Well, no, because then they go into this and they're like, oh, Dylan Mulvaney, look, they pass. It's like, no, Dylan Mulvaney doesn't pass. Like, if you see Dylan Mulvaney in person, this is an individual that doesn't even come close to passing. And this is like the very best of what you could hope for within the trans community.
Dylan Mulvaney is the Budweiser, Bud Light person.
It's tough. It's very selective angles and all that. Yeah, good lighting.
Yeah. and even if you do, you might be able to hook up with a guy who's just interested in sleeping with someone for the night.
Well, and also, like, I think, the other problem, though, is that we've entered an age in which Margot Robbie is considered mid. Like, it's also difficult, even as a cis woman, to be seen as attractive. So, like, how do you think that as someone with so many things turning against you, 1, she's over 32, she wasn't born a woman, 3, even as a man, she's not.
Well, and this is why I moved against the idea of transmaxing or transitioning if you're like an attractive guy.
They're so close.
No, honestly,
they're so close to the truth.
They can pull off women.
If you are East Asian, none of this applies.
But they'll never admit it.
That's what, dude. It's my Twitter feed, dude. My Twitter feed and the dad. Dude, I was looking at it. The dad was like freaking having a tea party, like in this like super cute dress with like his 2 daughters. Jeez.
There are 100% trans people out there, and not just East Asian. Like, they're all colors of the whatever ethnic rainbow that look way better than the vast majority of women. They're like 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s. So
I've never seen a white trans person fall into that category. Have you? One, think. A black trans woman. Have you ever seen a black trans woman fall into that category?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so compare that.
Malcolm. Yeah.
To an out and proud Kingster, someone who's pretty upfront about her interest in BDSM and prefers open relationships with a lesbian partner who's into BDSM and open to having
Shut the fuck up.
Let me see if I can find a couple like on my timeline, because I told you my timeline was fucking
God, I hate this
since
bitch.
Since I followed the dad. Let me scroll down. Oh god. Why is it the first one is freaking Hunter Schafer, man? What is this? Oh god, dude, what happened to my feed? Oh, sell it, fuck. Guys,
don't care.
Yeah, shoot, it's rough.
A lesbian living a rather alternative lifestyle.
Honestly, your best bet is to embrace stellar humanism, hope that we have life extension to the point that we can get ghosts in the shell tag, and then that would be your best bet. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you have good genetics for it. I don't know.
Being a sex-working sex journalist. So she's also a sex worker. Someone who speaks her mind pretty openly.
Yeah, most women want to look like that. Dude, I want to look like that. What the hell?
It's like, if Anna Valens was super wealthy.
Actually, no, I don't. I want to be anime. What I really want is one of those anime masks, like the big anime masks. That's what I actually want. That's what I want for real.
But this would be a problem.
Someone who probably didn't F with my personality, or maybe I wasn't their type physically. And yes, for the record, I did know some people who thought I was attractive within that group too. It didn't necessarily mean, no, they just said it to be nice. This is what she doesn't understand. It doesn't necessarily mean they would date. It just means I bumped into one of the other 5
Sometimes to be the best girl, you need the best man.
people who would be open to going out with a trans person.
That's a lot. Yeah, I need to get better at makeup. I'm like too much of a nerd, man. I'm too much of a nerd. I need to learn more.
A trans person does not mean 5 potential partners. You may not be either of those 5 people, or they might not have chemistry with you, or the circumstances may not be right. They might be partnered. They might be uninterested in sex or dating at that time, or your sexual orientation may be incompatible. In other words,
I need to look up how to make makeup look as anime as possible.
All of my experiences at the weed party can be framed through my gender identity, but when cis-het-leaning dating patterns emerge and trans women seem to receive...
Men are even beating women at being women. Jeez. Yeah, at least I can find some more. Kind of fun to see. Oh, jeez. How about this one time here? Oh my god, they posted both pictures. They posted the picture of them as a dude. Jeez. What the fuck? What the fuck? Wait, I think this is the person that posted the Mihongo Bourbon. Oh yeah, they did. This one's also a dude. Chat. Bruh.
Less attention than their cisgendered equivalents or cisgendered men. Yeah, it's hard to believe that's a space where trans women are truly treated as equals. This planted the seed in me that grew over the last year.
Oh, work to do. I know, dude. I'm getting freaking mugged by these dudes. I guess guys are just better at everything, man. Stop. Fucking OP, dude. Fucking OP, dude.
Rupture. I realized the weed party friend group had an undercurrent of trans misogyny within it that had gone unaddressed. Oh my god, this person is just like a bomb waiting to go off.
This is my first time hearing about trans misogyny. Very interesting.
I looked for it and I found it. My experience with this dating pool, or lack thereof, is one reflection of that. So people weren't interested in you, therefore they're all evil. That's your takeaway from this. No self-reflection. No, oh, they're not interested.
You know what you just made me think of, Dredge? Treat as equals being treated the same. The episode yesterday from Basecamp, did anybody watch it?
It's not what she's saying.
It was about how women were actually, like the whole idea of like women, like a proper man should take care of his woman and she should never have to work and she should just stay at home and like take care of the kids. That wasn't even historically accurate. Did you guys know that? That women were the original farmers, and that's why hoes are called hoes. Did you know that? That it actually, yeah, the term hoe is actually from a woman farmer, a hoe. Yeah, yeah, so like according to historical records, women only became not the farmers when the plow was invented. No, it is true. Yeah, basically the reason why is women took care of the home. So like when it came to like most caloric intake, it was actually women who did it, like gathering and hunting. Women hunted small game. But see, the thing is, it was really an interesting episode about how historically the woman's job was actually to take care of everybody's normal needs. The job of the man was to elevate status. So men partook in high risk, high reward behaviors, whereas women did low risk, low reward behavior. So women were taking care of the baseline of stuff, like again, like farming and like small game hunting and like taking care of things at home. And then men were like fucking hunting like giant shit and going to war. Because if your men weren't practicing for war, they would just die against other men that were. So it was basically, that's why like men were usually doing military service, whereas like women were actually the ones taking care of things like that. And the interesting thing about it is that in cases where you had like a man, like kind of, you know, moving on in the era, when you had kind of commerce and like business became more of a thing, men would handle the craft, whereas women would handle the books, which is really interesting. Berserker Sun says, hey Leaf, I love your video called Your Principles. I have a similar one that I like to call Human Absolutism, which is pretty much the same objective as yours. Awesome, I'm glad you liked it. A lot of people got mad at it actually in my video from what I saw in the comments, and I don't know if it was just early morning comments or something, but people were pretty mad. No, thank you for the bits. Like people were like, Leaflet's kind of started her own religion, like, you know, Leaflet's a fucking leftist. Like, I saw it all over the place. They're saying like Leaflet's like a woke leftist. I was like, okay.
Or, oh, this isn't something
that's not pure enough for you.
Have bottom surgery, and you're trying to get lesbians to sleep with you. And now you are going for the classic, it's their fault, suck my girl D and like it. Like,
what? Wait, suck my girl D and like it.
Away from this. No self-reflection. No, oh, they're not interested in the way you look.
Jeez.
Or, oh, this isn't something they're into. You didn't even have bottom surgery, and you're trying to get lesbians to sleep with you. And now you are going for the classic, it's their...
That's true, though. That is true. Like, it's weird to be like, well, you know, I'm just gonna like have like, you know, dicks out for Harambe, and then, you know, lesbians sleep with me. That is kind of weird. Like, I don't know, that is weird.
Suck my girl D and like it. Like, this is why people have turned against...
Yeah, this is why J.K. Rowling is fighting the fight.
Because when I first was very pro-trans, when I bought into this, I thought it was about you wanting to be accepted.
Dude,
and
it's so cringe, bro.
There's been no accusation made in any of this content that...
No, yeah, what she's mad about is that she cannot force lesbians...
You know, I think I said this in like the last video too, but like this woman... Sometimes when conservative women speak, I understand misogyny for a brief moment. I'm like, wait a second. Wait, this woman needs to shut the fuck up. That's what I think. Okay. And that's what I'm thinking right now. Like, come on. Come on, dude. That's just so fucking annoying and so... What she just said there is unironically. Like, it's more cringe because a woman is saying it. Okay, it's just like when TERFs fucking are like all transphobic and shit. It's like, wait, you're a woman. Shouldn't be saying this shit. They're gonna kill you too, bitch. And also, it makes no sense to me. Like, it makes more sense with TERFs, right? Because they're feminist, okay? So they're like, it's step on your balls type of women. But like when a trad woman is like speaking out of place, I'm like, why are you doing that? Like, aren't you supposed to like be quiet? Like, isn't that what, like, I mean, look, I'm sorry, okay, but I'm just saying, you're by your own logic, right, you're a trad woman, right, you're supposed to, you know, sit pretty, right, literally. Not that you could ever do that, Mrs. Basecamp. You could sit, though. you can't really sit pretty.
But no, it's not even. She's not being coercive in any of this. She's just insulted that none of them are coming up to her.
No, hold on, listen to this, okay?
Okay.
They ruptured. I realized we, party friend group, had an undercurrent of trans misogyny was in it that had gone unaddressed. Okay, what does it mean to address this? What it means to address this is that people.
I'm gonna be honest with you, okay? I'm being a little sloppy with this video, but like I don't even really know what Anna is trying to say, but I know whatever she was trying to say, it isn't this fucking bullshit. This is fucking stupid. Oh, she's just mad at everyone because they don't want to have sex with her. Like, yeah. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm sure that's what she's saying in this article that she spent a lot of time thinking about. Yeah.
People have sex with her who aren't going to date her.
She's just incel maxing.
The trans misogyny she's talking about means people have sex with her who don't want to have sex with her. That's what she's talking about. She might be using colorful language to hide that that's what she's talking about, but that is the only way, because it is not that she wants more acceptance from the group. She wants lesbians in this group to have sex with her because, again, she said multiple times that is the only people who she finds attractive.
Yeah, but I don't think she wants to coerce. Well, okay, there's other things that she's written that implies that she really likes non-consent.
So wait, hold on. I mean, how does this work? There's like, how does this work? Does she want to put like, you know, the PP in the lesbian? Like, what the fuck?
But she doesn't write anywhere in here that she actually seems to want people to make the first move and approach.
Right, but this is what you're missing, Simone.
Okay.
She went to the community. Voluntarily, people in the community did not want to make the first move.
Yeah, they didn't. Yes.
This goes unaddressed. She means she wants to be able to force them to make the first move. Whether that is using cultural pressure, or whether that is, I mean, basically she's saying, I want to set up a cultural pressure apparatus where lesbians in this community will feel uncomfortable not hitting on me or not making a move for me. That's what she wants to happen. And we see this in many trans spaces, where when a lesbian says, I'm not interested in dating trans women, they are attacked. This is a form of violence that has happened.
A lot of these people pride themselves in non-intercourse intimacy. I see. So they just like, what do? They just like get naked and just like get on top of each other like worms and just like do this thing.
Multiple times, like gay bars and stuff like that. Like, this is a real phenomenon. So it's not like I'm pulling this like 5 degrees of freedom from this. This is what she wants.
That's rough.
So
Okay, well, think about what you're saying, man. Think about what you're saying. Oh, man. Trans people don't like it when a person comes out and is like, hey, I'm not attracted to trans women. Wow. Wow, I wonder why. I wonder why. Yo, newsflash. Black people, they don't like it when somebody comes out and is like, I'm not attracted to black people. I think they are fucking ape people that that are savage monsters that are not capable of love. That's why I don't like it. Yeah, wow. I wonder why they don't like it when you say that. I wonder. That's a real head scratcher. Yeah, man. Why? Like imagine if somebody came out and was like, I don't like scrawny, butch-coated, weak, conservative men, right? You would probably not like that very much, Mr. Basecamp, because, well, you know, that's kind of you. Okay, no offense to butch lesbians, alright? I love y'all, but actually, this guy doesn't even really. Actually, he looks way more like incel-coated. My bad. But I'm telling you, okay, if you put on like a leather jacket and he got like slightly more of an undercut, come on, we all can see it. Come on.
This whole thing is depressed to read. Then I get to that line and I'm like, oh, you are a vile person. Like that is where I'm like, you deserve everything. And I don't think you started. We choose who we are. You know, we choose when we victimize other populations. We choose when we victimize other groups. And you chose to not be okay with being accepted. You wanted forced sex, or sex that other people didn't want. You wanted them to. Forced sex, or sex that other people didn't want. You wanted them to feel uncomfortable not wanting to have sex with you. I felt disillusioned and alienated after this conclusion, so I decided to take stock. I looked in the mirror and asked, well, what was I getting out of the party, if not sex? So friendship, camaraderie, everything like that, that wasn't what she wanted. She was there for sex, is basically what it was. And that's really sad, you know? She then writes, something broke within me. What was the point of all this? What was I doing here? Why did I keep hanging out when I wasn't really
no, that's not what she said, though. No. People want sex. Okay, that doesn't mean they're just looking for it. Like, people are looking for all sorts of things in various relationships, right? Think about all the people that you know personally, right? All of them. Think about your friends. If you're like most people, right, and you don't already have a partner, there's probably at least one or more people in your friend group that you want to have sex with. That is normal. That's normal. That is fine. That is kind of what she's expressing here. Okay, in other words, she's not saying, like, oh, I just am friends with these people because I want a sexual relationship and that's all I'm looking for. She already established earlier that she was tired of the meaningless, right, casual hookup culture, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Okay, she didn't like that. So now she is looking for something else. I wonder what that is. I wonder.
I
I don't know.
I traded in slacks and jeans for something.
I'm not going to think about this anymore. It's because she's trans.
No one complimented me.
Man.
And the thing, do you expect that they're going to go and compliment you? You expect that they're going to notice you, right? It has literally been maybe a year, maybe more than a year, maybe half a decade since somebody as a man complimented the.
You always have to keep in mind that whatever these people say, they are going to craft a narrative about entitlement. Okay, they are going to say trans people feel entitled to fucking whoever they want. But you, the incel, you don't get to feel that way, right? Even though you do anyway. You do feel entitled because they do. Because incels do feel entitled to sex. Okay, they say the same thing. Once again, okay, I know I brought up black people multiple times in this video, but like, they do the same thing with black people. They say, oh, black people are entitled. They are entitled. They have a victim complex, and it makes them entitled. It's the same shit. Conservatives, they only have one button to push. That's it. That's it. What I just described. That's it. Establish a victim complex. Frame entitlement. That's what you do every time. Establish a victim complex, frame entitlement. When you're talking about the other side, that's what you do. When you're talking about these minority groups on the other side, okay, you do what you have to do, okay? You sexualize them, you demoralize them, but you do that across the board. But when it comes to minorities, once you're done doing that, then you establish a victim complex, and you frame entitlement. You project it onto them. Okay, that's what you do.
Now, maybe this is a sign I just dress terribly, but I just don't think that this is something that
Not to brag, but I literally just got that like 2 days ago.
normal people expect. And I think that this shows the self-centeredness of this individual, that they expect they wear something unique on one day.
It's just really weird.
Doubt.
Really weird. So I get it a lot, actually. People are like, what the fuck is this girl doing? What a freak. Like, I always get it where people talk about my clothes.
They get complimented. At the very most, this is something you might expect of a dedicated partner.
See, why does she do this? Why does Leaflet talk about the way she looks in real life? It doesn't matter. People don't care, because you're a fucking VTuber. Okay, nobody fucking cares what you look like in real life. You could be like, oh yeah, I'm a fucking supermodel. I'm on the cover of Vogue. Okay, well, you're not here. So...
Dude, I
love this medieval fit. Honestly, I would compliment more dudes if they dress cool like that. I'm trying to think, have I complimented anyone recently? I complimented someone the other day on Sunday. I thought there was a girl, she had really cute hair, but she had like, her hair was like that kind of dark purple, but it was like black and dark purple, but like it was like you couldn't really tell unless like the light hit it, and then it was like you could see the purple like pinstripes in it. I thought it was really nice hair, so I totally should do that. Yeah. Is the cape cool for everyday use? It needs to have like little holes in the front.
Woke.
Your lifestyle precludes, given that you
like,
only enter open relationships. A damn
dyed hair, woke.
That's what was going on. And well, if the world wasn't going to treat me with respect, I wouldn't treat it with respect either. I began adopting what I like to call neat core hobbies: sweatpants, anime t-shirts, whatever.
Oh jeez, I did that for a while, man. I do that right now. I got my Saiyan Sky shirt right now.
There you go.
I have a new
there you go.
Shirt, like, every day.
She finally said something honest. Finally. Yes, Leaflet, own it. Yes. Yes, you are in your neat era. You are an incel, bro. You are a femcel. Okay? It's crazy. You don't have to be. You're doing this to yourself, but you are. Own it.
Today I'm wearing Saiyan Sky. It's just like these like super oversized shirts. Like those like the ones from Amazon. And I got like so many of them. Neat core, Zelensky core. Yeah, but I don't do that when I go out. It's like I said, I actually get complimented more than not when I go out by at least one person. Usually like I get about 2 people complimenting me on like my how I look. It's just because I dress so weird. But when I'm at home, I just wear whatever. So I'm just wearing like, you know.
Tight.
Actually, for sleeping, I have really cute sleeping clothes. So I wear like really cute sleeping clothes. But like when it comes to like between outside and like my bed, I wear like just like anime t-shirts and like pants.
Yeah, whatever.
Just get out of bed.
No, I'm not hot. I'm not hot. I just dress weird. I just dress weird enough that people notice. It's kind of it's a part of my psyop actually. It's a part of my anime psyop because it's intentional. It's because I want people to like see what I'm wearing and be like,
right. She stays home and plays Deadlock all day and pretends to be a giant anime girl over the internet. She plays a giantess in her whatever videos. To my utter bewilderment, this is considered very attractive to other people.
Yeah, wait, glimmers, not the sports ones. Yeah.
Cis women, trans women, non-binary people. I sometimes feel myself laying in bed all day, ERPing with multiple play partners across 24 hours.
So if we notice that we're looking girl in Alaska wilderness, we can see probably.
Long lost time at Weed Party. Quite literally, I've had more cis partners in the past 3 years than the 4 before that. But here's the problem.
Oh, so she gave up and now it's working for her?
No, what she did is she gave up and now she does horny online content. Okay. And she says, oh, well, now that I'm doing like lewd tubing content, I have found my community because all these cis women watch me. And I'm like, how are you verifying that these are cis women? People on the internet lie. That's like the point of your
nice,
internet. That is one of the old...
Well, okay, like I've asked, so like I've had friends tell me before that I'm like a 5.
The oldest rule of the internet is there are no women on the internet. And by this what they mean is they're in the seedy, sex pest parts of the internet.
You're a 1 in my book. Actually, can you be less than a 1? You're a 0, bro.
Now, actually. It's been a while. You're like a 4. You're like a 4. 3.
Nah.
I feel like 3 to 5. That's probably what.
Nah.
Yeah.
0.
Into those things less, but
1 at most.
Such an arbitrage opportunity within real life partnerships that they have no need to explore this online. What this person is clearly engaging with is
I don't really care. That's the thing. I don't really care. Like I don't really care because if somebody tells me, well, Leaflet's fucking ugly, it doesn't really matter.
You know.
Whatever.
To be women, and
they
are so.
Well, and I think I am too because I'm not anime. My standard for like.
Come on, get it out.
Is like full on anime.
Desperate for affirmation that they are willing to.
Okay, my friend says that if I maxed out on everything, like with makeup and everything, that I could maybe hit a 7. Okay, there it is. That's what I was told right now. I asked somebody. Okay, I asked a friend. They said that if I were to max out, I could hit a 7.
Believe that this is real. And then here is where it begins to get really creepy. In other words, my experiences was being ignored and overlooked in the dating space reflecting negative experiences I had with cis women.
I don't mind. Like, I'm not, guys. I'm not upset by it. Okay, I don't care. If people tell me that I'm ugly, it doesn't really matter to me. I don't really care.
Reject me for my
because you know it.
A common theme in 2010, something I experienced recently in 2020. This led me to believe it.
You already know it to be true in your heart of hearts. Okay, but it does bother you. It does bother you when people point it out. That's part of the reason you're a VTuber. The other part is that you're afraid. but you shouldn't be. Okay, you shouldn't be, because the conservative movement is galvanized right now. You should be more confident than ever, just like these freaks. Look at them.
Yeah, very low cortisol.
Yapping.
On average, Gen Z has treated me better than millennials. I don't just mean that Gen Z adults are more open to sex and trans women than their millennial counterparts. I mean
that's the thing though, right? Is like even like take this advice to our guys, like for real, and like to all the women out there that are complaining about not being gifted or whatever, right? Let me tell you something, all right? No one I know in real life treats me like shit, and it's because I don't treat people like shit. That's why. So like even if you don't look super hot, just don't be a fucking asshole to people. You know, I know it sounds crazy, but like that's a part of the factor of like how people will consider you.
Gen Z cis women treat me as if I am equal to them, while millennials are more likely to treat me like a third sex woman. A massive amount of Gen Zers view trans women as women. They have accepted transness just as another aspect a woman may have. This results in not just a lot of positive experiences with Gen Z queer women in my sexual and dating life, but affirming experiences even when conflict happens. It never feels like my transness is at play when there's a fight. It just
Why
feels...
are you giving people impossible missions? What do you mean I can't be an obnoxious self-centered asshole? I mean, where's the lie though? Where's the lie? A lot of these people that are ugly, they're also ugly like inside. You know what I mean? Like they're ugly. They're like fractally ugly.
It's like we're two equals figuring things out. I love how this person just sort of tells on themselves of how miserable it is to date them, talking about fights in relationships as if they're normal things. It is like, for example, it's not just that Simone and I almost never have fights, like maybe one every 3 years, but I would even say of my past relationships, I probably only got in a fight with a partner and 1 out of every 4 or 5 people I dated. Fights are not a normal part of a relationship. And by fight here, I mean any sort of emotionally heated disagreement. I'm curious if there's a huge gap between dating preferences for millennials and dating preferences for Gen Z. Moving from a T4T space to a C4C one was an immense form of psychological whiplash, but moving from a weeb party collection of cis and trans friends to
it depends. It depends. Screaming, yelling at each other. Yeah, I mean that's not. I wouldn't say it's not normal, right? like every once in a while. Yeah, I mean that's kind of normal. But is it healthy? Yeah, the answer. Some would say it's cathartic. Okay, I would say it's destructive. It's self-destructive. It destroys trust. Right? You shouldn't yell at your loved ones. You shouldn't raise your voice and hurt their eardrums. That's not good. Okay. Now, if a fight turns physical, that's obviously terrible. It's obviously awful. But anyway, couples, they disagree with each other. It's very strange to say, like, oh, my partner and I always agree on everything. Like, what? You agree on everything? How? How? What if one of you wants Chinese food and the other one wants Greek food? What?
Oh, who are Gen Z? This is an individual who's in her mid-30s. They're people between 13 and 28. This is somebody who has admitted to doing a lot of age play stuff. This is somebody who has admitted to having problems with desiring underage content in the past. And basically their big realization is, well, if I groom children, then it all works out for me in the end.
Jeez.
I think that's a horrifying end to this particular tale.
Oh, no.
Is it like wanting people to be as miserable as you are? Is that what's going on? Like, I don't know. Like that way you can feel like it was all worth it or something? Like, I don't know, man.
I mean, the power dynamics at play here.
Okay. Wow, this got dark.
Yeah, this is really dark. This is really sad, and I think it's important to go into because we only hear about
grooming is the correct answer, but oh yeah, that's what I needed to do the thing.
The euphoria. We only hear about the beginning, or we hear about the people detransitioning and how bad it got for them. But if it's somebody who is presumably living the best life you can as a trans person, this is what it is. This is what that best life is, and it's a sad, sad world. It's a world where you descend into a hikikomori, where you attack random VTubers because you're mad that they're more famous than you, where the only source of validation comes from men pretending to be women and young kids.
What? No. Okay, they're talking about Kirsha now. This is what I was talking about at the beginning of this video or series or whatever the fuck I turn it into. Anna, I almost said Ava. My bad. Anna is a journalist, and she writes about conservative content all the time. She's a VTuber herself. Kirsha is a VTuber that is also an open white supremacist, okay, and a transphobe. That's why she wrote about it. It wasn't a smear, right? It's not like she made up shit about Kirsha. She didn't. Go read the articles. You can still find them. They're archived. Go read them. She didn't say anything about Kirsha that was untrue.
Yeah, it's a rough.
Full stop.
Not a pathway we would recommend for our children.
Well, and this is why I think, you want to get kids out of this. This is what you need to show them. You don't show them, oh, somebody freaking out, oh, somebody who's being like aggressively mean about all this. It's like this is the end of the rainbow.
Yeah, you're going to hit the wall. You're not going to get the validation you're hoping to get. You're being love bombed now, and then everyone's going to forget about you. Everyone's going to be nice and freaked out by you.
What's the other side of sucking it up? What's the other side of sucking it up? Okay?
No, you're gonna get freaked out by them. you are the transphobic one. People that are not transphobic, they aren't transphobic, okay? Because this is part of what these people do. They'll be like, oh, everybody's transphobic, they just don't admit it. No, you are disgusted by trans people for reasons that are just not really decipherable. Right, mostly. Like, most of this has been completely unintelligible. It's just been drivel, lies, that's it. Twisted truths, and the worst, the most bad framing, right? The most bad faith kind of framing you can do to a person that is writing basically a blog.
You can
It's
create a
gross,
job
man.
contributing to the world rather than attacking random people online. Yup.
I need to watch this. I'm gonna skip this, but I need to watch this anime. Jeez. I need to watch it.
Oh, great. That's the thing. It's not like, oh, you suck it up for a few years and you get something that's kind of good, or you get something that... The other side of this is amazing. And we are fighting not against people like Anna Valens. We are fighting for people like Anna Valens before this ideology got put in her.
You were an interesting stuff. Lust, greed, deception, fertile ground, brown mundane.
Yeah, we want the person that became who Anna Valens is today to have experienced the ultimate.
G-Sun,
So,
G-Sun,
in 10 years, that person could be walking home to their home and wife and have, 10 kids jump on them and
Or maybe they go on 10 kids, but like, I don't know, I feel like if...
Yeah, they could call
if
them
you wanted,
little
a normal,
bastards.
childless life that was just focused on having fun, there were much better ways to do that. I think the problem though is if you're incredibly hungry for validation, this is an easy trap. But what do you do if what you really want is validation? What is the best path for a man, a natal male?
They can call their kids little bastards and then get right back on YouTube and slander innocent trans people like me, based camp.
Lots of money.
I think being
I'm so
hungry for
great.
validation is being itself a sin.
I'm so virtuous.
Exactly.
What if that's your objective function? What if that's
No, it's still the bad objective function. It's a bad objective function. It's an objective function that's not different than negative.
What, my way of life's not good enough for you?
The scope of what you want is so small that like it doesn't lead anywhere in the end. It doesn't lead anywhere meaningful, right? Because if your entire thing is like, oh, I want people to like, think I'm hot or whatever, like, or I want people to think I'm hot as fucking, it's like it only goes so far, and then you hit that, and then it's like everything else is bad, right? I mean, in itself is bad, and then you hit that, you attain the thing, and then you're hollow after that.
Think through what really matters because the amount that other people validate you is obviously not a big deterrent.
I'm just gonna say validate a false god.
You are literally just describing your VTubing career.
Yeah, totally.
That's, yeah, I know you do. I know you totally agree.
You'll get it if you do a great job at other things.
That's right, Leaflet.
Can't seek it out. If you're seeking it out, you're never gonna get it. So you might as well just not try.
Yep.
And just do something else that's meaningful.
Yeah, if Pretty Hunter says if your highest good is that you can spend your life on is looking hot for a few years, it's pathetic. Yeah, exactly. It's totally pathetic. It's pathetic and empty. Like, but you're gonna hit it, and then you'll be happy maybe for a little bit, basking in it, and then right after that, it's just there's nothing left in your life. There's nothing else in your life, and there's nothing that you made out of it for anybody.
But I appreciate the cautionary tale. This is an episode we can save for our kids. Just in case I get a little curious, because all the outside stuff is super fun. Drag shows are super fun. Like in general, like
drag shows are again what I'm saying you should do. If you have these desires, do drag shows occasionally, right? One of the points I'm making is drag, ironically, was not that emotionally unhealthy.
Yeah, totally. It's very creative. It's very fun. It's very talent driven.
And then have the family and focus on that. As historically, the vast majority of people who did drag were cis men. Yeah.
Which is fine. Like I don't care.
Well, and as we pointed out with this individual, I mean, we know why this individual is trans because she writes about it all the time. She has a feminization kink. She gets turned on by the idea of a man being turned into a woman. There were plenty of ways to engage with that without transitioning. And I think that's a sad thing.
AI is a really good one. So like if you have any kind of weird, sort of kinks or anything like that that are kind of consuming like your mind on a level that is difficult to like quench, use AI, because in AI you can do whatever. You can like do a sexual encounter in like however way you want. You can use Malcolm's things is apparently pretty good for that. rfab.ai. You can use that for that. You can also use Grok as well.
Do not do this.
For what qualifies for transition.
Do not do
Offering
this.
transition as a solution to people who this is not going to help. If you're transitioning because of a sexual kink, that's not going to lead you to having a good life.
Yeah.
All right. Love you to death, Simone. I already ate a pretty big lunch. So I don't know what you want
We'll stop there. The rest of it's kind of the chilling part, and then hang out with the kids after. But if you want to check out this video, I'll link it to you guys. Quite interesting. There's actually two episodes on Anna Valens. So if you're interested in the other episode, check it out. I recommend this channel if you're looking for any sort of self-help stuff. It's got a lot of the new episode's really interesting. The how women trick men into doing all the work. it's freaking great.
That was trash. I hated every second of it. But I am a loyal soldier for my audience. I will fight the war for wokeness, okay? That's what we're doing. I will die for this shit.